Hello everybody and welcome to another What's on Dave's Shelf video. As you can see, we're going to take a look at all of the Pathfinder stuff that is out. I have had all of the Starfinder subscriptions since Starfinder was released a little over a couple of years ago now. And then they've had some other items that have come out as well that's not part of the subscriptions, like the Skitter Shot Quest adventure books, and also the beautiful Starfinder beginner box set. So let's take a look at all this stuff, and you can get all of these subscriptions from the Paizo website. You pay the retail price, and then if you have all of these Starfinder subscriptions, then you get an additional 15% off, and you also get free PDFs. And you also get Starfinder Society, which is 2 adventure packets a month. And then you also get a 15% off discount off of any Paizo products that are not third party. So everything Starfinder, Pathfinder 2nd edition, you'll get a discount. But I've had these subscriptions since it came out at Gen Con, I believe in 2017 or 18, whenever Starfinder released. And it was a nice surprise to not see that this was not another 3.5 clone. So Starfinder is quite different from 3.5, and I consider this as I would say it's a good medium between a rule-light D&D 5th edition and a more rule heavy or complex rule set of 3.5. So I do like Starfinder. It is my go-to sci-fi setting. And in fact, I'll kind of go on the record here, and I'm sure if I didn't do this, I'm sure some of you would probably let me know in the comments section that I actually do consider this to be a sci-fi / fantasy. So I don't think it's 100% sci-fi, but this does satisfy my sci-fi needs. So I know there's a lot of other sci-fi games out there, but I love supported games. And when this came out and I saw the subscriptions, I said to myself, if this is supported anything like Pathfinder 1st edition, then this is going to be a beautiful game. And it really is. I mean, it's supported really nicely, and there's at least a couple of products that come out every month. So, but give it a shot. I mean, Starfinder's pretty good. So let's take a look at the beginner box set. This is actually a beautiful beginner box set. You get like a pack of stands for the actual pawns that are in here. You get a set of dice, 7-piece set. You get like a Munchkin card promo pack for Starfinder. So that's kind of cool. And then you get these beautiful reference cards that you can give to your player. What can I do on my turn? And then there's, some of the main conditions that are in Starfinder. So you can give these to your players. There's 6 of them. So that's really nice. This is the way a beginner box set should be, in my opinion. I mean, this is just beautiful. And then here's everything in the box set itself. You get 2 books, the dice, the pawns. I mean, it's beautiful. You get 2 double-sided. You get a double-sided flip mat. You get 6 beautiful character sheets, and then you get sort of like you get a bunch of imagery and stuff with them as well. So. But yeah, I took a look at this when I first got it. But when we start playing Starfinder next year, this is the adventure that we're going to start with. Yeah, check out these character sheets. These are beautiful, man. Double-sided. Here you go. So you get character sheets, and you can. I would save one and get copies. So here's the Hero's Handbook. This has everything with your classes. The art in Starfinder is amazing. And I mean, of course, art in all RPGs is amazing, but just the type of art that it has is just phenomenal. There's all the different classes and stuff. So you get a beautiful player's book, example of play. And how many pages are here? Almost 100 pages. And you get a glossary and an index for a 100-page book. I mean, they did a wonderful job putting this together. And it seems like they put everything, the one thing that I noticed in this box set is they put everything in order of what you're going to need. Let me look at these beautiful pre-made characters. This is the envoy. It's sort of like a negotiator. Here's the mystic, which is like your healer in Starfinder. It's a Sheeran healer. Here's your operative, which is like a rogue. I mean, these character sheets are awesome, man. And it has these are their iconic heroes for Starfinder, much like they have the iconic heroes in Pathfinder as well. There's your mechanic, your Yasaki. Here's your Vesk soldier. And then here's your Technomancer. And this pretty much covers all of the classes from the core rulebook anyways. So and you get those beautiful character sheets. Here's your Game Master Guide. It's a chunky book as well. This is probably 100 pages index. Has your adventure in here. It has a beautiful bestiary. I love the format of these stat blocks as well. It has all of the pertinent information on the sheet. You don't have to look stuff up like in Pathfinder First Edition. Everything is right there for you. So this is everything about all the different types of terrain and how to run the game, etc. Really nice book. 100 pages. Here's your DM map. Here's your typical Paizo flip map. Double-sided. There's like a this is a huge 6-panel map. And it has your 1-inch grid, and here's your I mean, these are about $12 a piece by itself. And then here's your little pamphlet. Join the Starfinder Society. And then here's some other books that they've already got out. Pretty beautiful box set. This is the way a box set should be, everybody. I'm serious. Paizo puts out, and I never noticed this. I never knew about, I've always been into other games and other companies. And, when Starfinder came out, I was hoping it wasn't, like I said earlier, I was hoping it wasn't a Pathfinder clone. And it wasn't. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful the way Starfinder's set up, and I'm glad I invested into it. I mean, this is, as you can see, this is a quality product. I mean, it really is. So, all right. So let's take a look at the other core books. On release, the core rulebook came out. This is a monster of a book. It's almost 525 pages, and I mean it's put together beautifully. I mean, look at all the art. All the weapons have art and stuff. I mean, it's beautiful. It's the icons, and I'll talk about more in my Let's Talk RPG videos. This is just showing you guys what it's all about. But this is so much beautiful art. This has everything you need to play. It says, it doesn't have any monsters. It doesn't have anything for the bestiary, but it has everything for classes, tons of customization. I love the way the classes are set up. It has all your races. It has all of your themes, which are sort of like archetypes. Starship combat is huge in Starfinder. You have different roles from a captain to a gunner to a science officer. Everybody gets a turn in Starship combat, which is another thing that I like about Starfinder. It keeps everybody involved. It has everything from all your magic. It has a gazetteer of the Pact Worlds, as you can see. I mean, and the art is just beautiful. And then there's, all the organizations. There's the Starfinder Society. So 500-page plus book. Beautiful. So here's the character's operation manual, and this was sort of like it wasn't the first book after the core book, but this is the first expansion for there's new classes in here. There's new themes, as you can see, and these books are set up beautifully. They're the one thing that I also like about Starfinder is that the organization of the content is beautiful. You don't have to look in 15 spots in the book to find something out about your class, or like the bestiary has everything. So here's your new classes that are the Biohacker, the Vanguard, and the Witch Warper. And then this also has a bunch of new themes, which are like your backgrounds. Are 7 new themes. And it's all about customization. There's new customizations with your races. And then it even touches on the classic Pathfinder races, from the old world of Galarian, which is, your dwarves, your elves, and it touched on these in the core book, but it's nice to see these expanded on in the operations manual. This book came out a couple of months ago. I believe it came out at the end of 2019. But yeah, here's your new classes. Already talked about it: the Biohacker, the Vanguard, and the Witch Warper. As you can see, each class is just like, here's the Biohacker, here's everything that you get. Here's all the customization, just pages and pages of customization. Here's different varieties of hackers that you can be. It's beautiful. Here's your Vanguard. Yeah, so it just has all kinds of customization. There's all kinds of new feats. And then there's all kinds of customization with the current classes that are in the core rulebook too. So here's like the Technomancer, the Wizard of Starfinder. Here's all kinds of new customizations. And here's new archetypes that you can be too. And archetypes are things that you can choose as classes that you can choose to go on top of your core class, as long as you meet the the requirements for it. All kinds, like instructor, medic, powered armor jockey. Oh yes, there's suits of armor in Starfinder too, by the way. So here's all kinds of new feats. Pathfinder, it's all about feats and customizations. Here's tons of new equipment. And the equipment is just insane. You can basically have an eye surgically removed and have an augmented eye put in, or an arm or a leg. If you lose a limb, you can always have an aug or something cybernetic put on you. So your character will always, have arms and legs and stuff. It's awesome. So here's new spells. And then here's some optional rules for Starship Combat. And some new roles, like the Chief Mate is a new role that you can choose, and the Magic Officer. So, and then here's ways for spending your downtime in between sessions. So the operations manual was a great addition to Starfinder. It really was, it's like I said, as you could see, everything was so organized in this book. It's not all over the place. It's got beautiful chapters with, as I knock my camera everywhere. But yeah, it's organized really nicely. Here's the Armory. This is a beautiful book also. This is a full book, 200 pages or so, 160 pages of nothing but weapons, armor, augmentations, suits of powered armor upgrades. You can upgrade your armor and everything. There's just tons and tons of stuff. And then there's also some class options as well in the back. So there's all kinds of new archetypes. And then there's also new different ways to customize your core classes as well. So, you can just see, there's just, look at this. Here's the equipment, just pages and pages. And this is all stuff that is not regurgitated from the core rulebook. The core rulebook is packed of equipment, but holy cow, there's just so much more. It's amazing how they just come up with all of this stuff. And here's all kinds of beautiful art for some of this stuff. I love it. So much customization. And I mention this all the time, but I am so into customization for my players, and for making characters and monsters and stuff. So Then it goes into the new weapon special properties. Like each weapon will have like a stun or penetrating damage, and it just kind of talks about it here. And then all kinds of new, magic items. There's technology magic items. There's magical items. There's hybrid that are kind of like half and half. And I mean, it just keeps going on. There's power gloves, pocket knives. I mean, it has everything. It's awesome, man. Here's all of the new armor. I know. Here's weapon accessories that you can put onto you can get better grips. You can get bayonets. You can get laser scopes. You can get all kinds of cool stuff to modify your weapons. I mean, just the way to modify your weapons is just insane. So here's like all kinds of weapon fusions you can also put on there. Like you can put in like a energetic fusion. You can put ensnaring in there. You can put invigorating. I mean, there's just pages and pages of ways to, special materials that you can create items and get different bonuses. Here's all your different new armors, from light armor to heavy armor. Now you're starting to get into the suits and stuff. Here's some of your powered suits and armors. Those are the armor. Here's your powered suits, which is amazing. Have fun getting these, right? And here's all the different types of power suits. And then you can upgrade your power suits as well. And there's a whole page of upgrades. It's just crazy. Here's biotech augmentations, and it just goes on. I mean, this whole book is nothing but it's why it's called the Armory. 160 pages of just awesomeness. You can even there's even spider legs that you can have your natural legs removed, and then you can put this cybernetic spider legs on. It's amazing, all the stuff you can do. It's great. All these, and then new spells too. And like I said, there's new features to customize your characters as well. This is one of the favorite. I love lore. I'm all about the old school basic D&D gazetteers. I'm all about reading about lore of the world. And Starfinder has the Packed Worlds. It has near space, far space, and then the vast. And they've got all books coming out on all this stuff. So here's a beautiful 200+ page book on the Packed Worlds. And I believe there's 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, remember there's 13, the religious number in that, right? So this has all 13 worlds. It has tons of new starships. It has all kinds of like supporting casts, like your NPCs and stuff back here. And then it has also a bunch of player options, new archetypes, new feats, new weapon. I mean, go figure. More weapons, more armor, more technological items, everything in this book. And this is the Packed Worlds. And, for each one of the, I kind of want to show you this, but we'll kind of take a look at, look at these maps. Are just absolutely beautiful. And then, so we'll take a look at Castrovel, which I believe Castrovel is the third planet from the sun. Yeah, this is the planet of the elves. And, it has all of the lore, talks about the reverence, the residents, the geography, the society, the conflicts and threats, all of the notable locations. And look at this beautiful map of Castrovel. It's just... And then it talks about every location on the map as well. All the major cities. And then here is each planet has a new theme as well. So this is like your archetype. So you can choose Wild Warden if you want. And he goes through, just goes on to every single planet, all 13. Next month, in March of 2020, there is a Near Space book coming out. And I just cannot wait to get my hands on that and start reading about Near Space. So here's all of the new starships and rules for, the drift, which, your ship has to have a drift engine if you want to do any like light speed travel and stuff. So here's all kinds of new ships and their stats for starship combat. Beautiful. I love it. And then here's your supporting cast stuff. which is basically your organizations like the Avatar Corps, stuff like that, Starfinder Society. And then here's for each one of these organizations, it has stat blocks for some of the key individuals in there, like your Hell Knights, your mercenaries, and security forces, street gang stuff. There's more player options, archetypes that you can choose once you meet the requirements and stuff. And then look at that, pages and pages of more augmentations and weapons. So yeah, there's armor upgrades, everything in this book. So that's the Pact Worlds. Then we get into the bestiaries, or they're called Alien Archives in Starfinder. And there's 3 of them already. And I hope there's like 30 more, because I love monster manuals, bestiaries, alien archives, and everything's in order. Has beautiful full page spreads. And then there's variables for each one. And I mean, this is just set up beautifully. There's like new armor. There's like augmentations that you can find off these, so you can put on your armor and stuff. I mean, it's just beautiful. There's a magical helmet that you can get from an angel. And yeah, it's nice. There's some of these monsters are actually ships. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And the one thing that I absolutely love about creating, and I'm huge on creating monsters, you guys know that. And I'm very, very thankful that Starfinder went this route. Oh, and then also, like the Rikrichi, you can actually play them if they have the racial traits. Then this is actually an alien race that you can play as a player character. And I think there was about 15 or 20 in the first Alien Archive. So not only are there the races in the core book, but there's a lot more races that you can play, alien types of races that you can play in the Alien Archive 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, check this out. For creating monsters, you can create up to level 25 monsters. And it has, if you want to make a challenge 1 creature, here's their energy armor class, their kinetic armor class, their fortified and reflex will saving throws, how many hit points they have. So if you make a level 1 character, there's no guessing on what you're going to put down for stats, like in other games, in other D20 games. I mean, it literally tells you level 20, here's, you get plus 16, 415 hit points. And voila, this is what you get. And then here's all the combat. So, and then there's, melee attacks, ranged attacks, attack bonuses, and therefore regular creatures, and then higher rated creatures of that challenge rating, which is beautiful. I mean, and then there's expert characters that you can make. I mean, and then spellcasters. I mean, it just has everything that you need to create a character. And then it has all the different creature types, like all the aberrations and humanoids. And then it tells you what to add. If you're making a level 15, you take all the numbers from the 15, level 15 on both the tables. Then you take, if it's going to be a Fae, then you take and add, the traits, low light vision, adjustments and stuff. And yeah, I just love the way that you create monsters in Starfinder. It's so easy to do. I mean, it's beautiful. And then it even tells you if you're making like a core class, like the Mechanic or Solarian or whatever. And then it has a new summoning creatures, where you can summon creatures, and then it has all of the different graphs that you're going to make to create your creature. So it's really nice. This is a great supplement, the Bestiary. I was really excited to see the way that you create monsters in Starfinder. Just like 13th Age, and actually Pathfinder 2 is like this as well, which, love it. Here's a Bestiary 2. And it's the same thing, you know what I mean? There's your appendices, you get, more creature graphs, and you get, there's some rules on polymorphing. There's just beautiful art. There's more playable races in here. Yeah, it's nice. Body Snatcher Slime. There's a Vermilith, which is actually a ship. It's a high CR, but it's also a tier 9 ship as well, which is awesome. And then here's, here's the space vermin. Here's the other different types of space vermin too. So it's not just one block. Some creatures have more than one block. So here's the Velaka, and then you can actually play the Velaka as a playable race. And then here's more new creature subtype graphs that are in this book, like the Oni and stuff. Really nice. Everything on polymorphing, new spells for polymorph, mass polymorph. Here's a bunch of new features and stuff that you can add on your monsters that you're making. Really nice stuff. Then here's Alien Archive 3 with your Valkyrie on the front. Yeah, I love that. She's awesome. She's hot. So this is the last Alien Archive, and this is the same thing. It's just set up so well, and if you're a DM, you love creatures. So look at this cute little thing, the Raxolite. Couple different Raxolites. Sazaron. Oh, you can actually play a Sazaron. It sort of looks like a centaur, like a sci-fi type of centaur. That's cool. Oh, the Swarm. Well, there's a bunch of Swarm, let me tell you. There's an actual whole Adventure Path series, Attack of the Swarm, and there's just tons and tons. Look at that weaponized toy. Run into that in a toy store, wouldn't you? So here's your appendice. Oh, wow, you can actually play a Yithian. Now, look at that. And there's like a new mind swap spell. Doesn't look like you can play him, though. Yeah, still looks cool. New feature, new rules on creature companions. So there's all their actions, how to upgrade them, and then just like creating a monster, you can create your companions the same way. And with the Alien Archive 3, it also has a bunch of, here's examples, and then there's a bunch of different ways that you can also, kind of switch around their features and stuff as well. There's just pages of this stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, those are the Alien Archives. Those are really nice. So yeah, those are all just quite a few books out, for a couple years. Here's the GM screen. I haven't opened it up yet, but you guys get the point. It's a GM screen, and here's a nice Starfinder combat pad. I haven't opened this either, but actually I have. But there's magnets, and as you can see, you can just kind of put the magnets around, and the action ready or delay, and then you can take notes of the creatures and circle the different rounds. And it's dry erase, so it'll easily it won't ruin for using markers and stuff on it. So First Contact. This is a book that I actually. It was a couple bucks on the Paizo website, but this is like how they introduced the game, like monster templates and stuff like that. So it's sort of like an example of the game, sort of like a preview. Here's your player character folios. These are beautiful. These can get actually pretty complex too. I mean, they're super nice. They're only like a couple bucks now. And I mean, it just has everything. You can put everything on here. All your augmentations, your spells. I mean, all kinds of stuff with things you have in the bank, your credits, your starship information. It has the starship rounds there. There's 3 rounds in Starship Combat. So, yeah, this is a nice thing. It's laminated, so it's just not paper. It's got a couple of it's got a pocket to where you can put stuff, and then it has your conditions here. Yeah, it's super nice. And like I said, it's only a couple bucks now. Here's a couple of adventures. I believe these are for RPG Day or something like that, free RPG Day or something like that. But these are just short little there you go, free RPG Day, and these about 10-15 page adventures. And these are your skitters, your skitter shot adventure, skitter crash. This is from last year. Probably be another one for skitter something this year for RPG Day. So Paizo they don't nail you too bad with the amount of hardback releases. I mean, for a little over 2 years of Starfinder being out, I mean, there's eight books or so. So that it's not like they're going to nail you with a hardback every month if you have the subscription. So that's nice. Now, all of the adventure paths, there's quite a few out now. When the adventure pass first came out, the subscription was one book every couple of months, which I kind of like that format, but because I think they put it out, Pathfinder's every month, Pathfinder 2 as well. Well, Pathfinder 2 now, but I don't think they were going to put these out at first on release because I don't think they knew that how popular Starfinder was going to be. But after the first couple of months, Starfinder ended up being pretty popular, so. Of course, they changed every other month to every month now. So you get, either 6 book APs or 3 book APs. So the first is Dead Sons, and there's 6 books in this AP. And here's all 6 books. Here's Incident at Absalom Station. I've actually ran these. This is a really good AP. You got Temple of the 12, Splintered Worlds, the Rune Clouds, and the 13th Gate, and Empire of the Bones. So I believe these APs go up to about 12 or 13, which level 20 is the maximum. So yeah, these go up to like level 12. The only thing that I wish that Paizo would do would utilize level 20. Now, in Pathfinder 2, they are going up to level 20 with the APs, but I wish Starfinder had more high-level content, because players do want to play that, the high-level power gaming at some point. So yeah, here's all 6 of the Dead Sons. And the thing that I like, there's 3, and I'm just going to show you the interior of one of these APs. I'm not going to go through every one of these APs. So in every AP, there is a new ship, and it's always on the interior and of the cover and the front and the back. So here's the Sunrise Maiden. It's a tier 3 ship, and here's all of the stats for it, information about it. And then on the back, here's the interior map of the Sunrise Maiden, which this actually made it into a flip mat. So yeah, I really like that. So every single AP, every one of these has a ship, the exterior and the interior. And there's always a couple of chapters worth of adventure. There's usually 3. And I mean, just the artwork, all of the maps and everything are beautiful. And then it uses a lot of the flip mats and also a lot of flip mats from Pathfinder as well. And it'll tell you which map you need to use and stuff like that. So what I really like about the APs is every month, each one of these APs injects more content, more lore, more monsters into Starfinder. So you're still getting content. If you're not getting a hardback book with more monsters or more weapons, I mean, there's so much already. And for a game that's only been out a little over 2 years, there's so much content out for this. I mean, you'll just never be able to play through it all as it is. So here's the GM's toolbox. I mean, here's Absalom Station, which I believe is location number 4 from the sun. And it has everything about Absalom Station. And then when the Packed Worlds book came out, it even expands further on this. So here's everything for Absalom Station, because this is, Incident on Absalom Station. Here's all kinds of new relics from Galarion, all kinds of new items, weapons. Here's a new alien archive that has about 6 or 7 different new creatures, and it looks like they're out of the alien archive. I mean, these aren't just thrown together. I mean, these are beautiful full-page spreads of creatures, and that Bone Trooper's pretty bad. That Bone Trooper took one of my players out. So, no, it wasn't the Bone Trooper. It was the Garagackle. That's right. So yeah, I mean, just the way that this is set up, this is just new content that you can use. And in every AP, it lists another world. So here's from the Codex of Worlds. Here's Hycoron 4, or yeah, it's an ocean planet with floating arcologies and underwater cities, and it tells you all about this world. And it's just more information to expand on Starfinder. And every single one of these APs have not only the 3-part adventure inside, but it also has a GM's guide, or a GM's toolbox, I'm sorry. So the first AP was Dead Suns. There's 6 books. Like I said, it goes to level 16. And then after that, there was Against the Aeon Throne. And this was, I don't know if this is an experiment or what, but this was only a 3-book AP. And I'll be honest with you, I actually prefer 3-book APs. I know that, the long 6-book adventure is nice, but the 3s are nice as well. And, this is the same thing. Here's your ship. I'm trying not to bend it too much, and then here's your map. And then this AP is for levels up to level 6. So you'll get to 2, 4, and then 6 in this next AP. So this is a 3-book AP. And then there was another 3-book AP called The Signal of Screams after that. And from what I remember reading in Signal of Screams, I haven't run this yet, but I believe this was a continuation of the from Against the Aeon Throne, because in this the levels go up a little bit more. So let's see. So yeah, this goes from level 7 to level 12. And then there's your ship and stuff. The Ringworks Sentinel. So yeah, this is a 3-book AP. And then they went back to the 6-book AP with the first one of Firestarters from the Dawn of Flame. And I believe this is up to level 12 or something like that. Yeah, this is up to level 12. So they don't even utilize, levels 13 and up. But yeah, there's 6-book for this. Soldiers of Brass, Sun Divers, The Blind City, and Solar Strike, and then last but not least, Assault on the Crucible. I mean, just the art and all the different, all the new content that you get with all of these APs is just awesome. I mean, it really is. And then the last AP that just wrapped up, man, there's so much stuff here. I'm getting unorganized. Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, the last AP was Attack of the Swarm. And I actually enjoyed reading, just because I love insectoid types of creatures and stuff like that. And this reminded me a lot of Storm Ship Troopers back from late 80s or early 90s. I mean, totally cheesy insect type of invasion. And this kind of reminded me of that. So I was reading a little bit about it. And, this goes up to level 12 also. So I think when I run Starfinder next year, I think I'm going to run Attack of the Swarm. So there's Fate of the Fifth, The Last Refuge, Husk World, The Forever Reliquary, Hive of Minds, and then the God Host Descends. And, all of these creatures that are in the GM toolbox, these are all like, ooh, you can get high opening this book up. It's got that new car smell. So this has all kinds of military vehicles and stuff. But yeah, look at these new swarms. They're just crazy stuff. And these are all high challenge ratings, 14s and 15s. And here's a swarm, here's swarm. Yeah, so all of the it fits the theme. So it's really cool. Virtual Phantom, CR18, Zerarian. Yeah, have fun with that at level 12. Yeah, here's another Codex of Worlds. So as you can see, it literally fits the theme of every AP. I love it, and every book just adds more content. So the flip mats, these flip mats actually come out about usually every couple of months or so. There's one. And I'm okay with that. I mean, these are only they're about $11 a piece when you have the subscription, and you also get the free PDF. So yeah, I mean, it's nice, and you get 15% off. So here's a couple of these are the first ones that came out. This is the basic Starfield. You can see there's 2 maps. Here's the basic terrain. Then you got a cantina, a couple of really cool cantinas. You got a hospital. The jungle world. Sorry about that. I'm still getting over this cold. And like I said, these come out every couple months. Lots of ship maps, which is good. There's a Starliner. Here's the Sunrise Maiden that we were talking about. And these are huge maps. They're all 1-inch grid. They, this actually has the exterior, which is cool. You could have a battle going into the ship if you wanted to. So that's cool. But all these are 1-inch grids. I believe they're 6 or 8 panel maps. I mean, they're huge. Here's the space station. Here's another starship. I mean, and I think they have the same artist for every one because they all look the same, which is good. I don't mean the same. I mean the style of art is the same. So here's your ghost ship. Here's Undercity. You got Urban Sprawl. I actually like this, and I like that map right there. You got an asteroid map. The exterior and the interior, that's cool. You got a spaceport. There's like a docking bay. That's cool. You got a warship. You got an ice world map. Yeah, I mean, you could use these for fantasy too. I mean, why not? You don't have to just use them for, for science fiction. Here's Dead World. I like this map too. These are nice. So yeah, there's all of the maps, and these are, like I said, these come out like every couple of months. I actually wouldn't mind if they would do one of these every month, but that's just my opinion. I mean, they're so cheap. They're only like $11 with the discount. So, and then these aren't Starfinder related, but these were actually the old type of Pathfinder map packs. These are, so I believe this had to do with one of the old Pathfinder First Edition APs, and that's when these were released. But there's 3 of them, and I believe you can get these at a discounted price now on the Paizo website because they have a new type of flip tiles. They're a 6x6 grid, but I believe these are like a 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this is like a 9x6. So this is like a weird rectangular type of tile, instead of the square tiles like that are in the new packs, which there are going to be some new flip tile packs. And in another year, in January of 2021, I'll make an updated video for Starfinder with all of the, what's on Dave's shelf. And I'll show you guys what I get for all of this year next year. So there will be an update video for like Starfinder, Pathfinder 2, and D&D 5th edition, because those are the games that I support. So, but there you go. Yeah, these are cool. These are tile packs. They're, here's Starship Chambers. Here's Starship Decks. And then here's Starship Corridors. So you can, they all work together with one another, and you can basically just kind of, put the tiles together from the different packs and stuff. And finally, there are the utilities subscription as well, which your utilities are usually decks of cards and the different Starfinder pawn collections. So they usually don't nail you too bad with this. You usually get something every couple months or so. So the subscriptions really aren't that bad. I mean, you'll get an item or 2 every month, but that's usually about it. So with the pawns, I mean, there are a ton of pawns already. I mean, pawns come out for your Alien Archive. So here's Alien Archive 1, and I mean, this is a beefy box. These are just like the bestiary pawn boxes of first edition. And, you get like stands in the box. You also get, multiple pawns for every type of monster. So this isn't open. I mean, I've already shown you guys the pawn sheet from the beginner box set. So there is an Alien Archive box for the first Alien Archive. Here's the box set for Alien Archive 2. And it's the same thing. You get a bunch of pawns. You can kind of hear them in there. And then you get all the different pawns. Well, I know that next month in March of 2020, the Alien Archive 3 comes out. Well, they've gone to a smaller box because they're cutting the stands out. So starting with Archive 3, you won't get pawns anymore. But the price point is going to be cheaper as well, they said. So starting with Alien Archive 3, I guess they're going with a smaller package. Same amount of pawns, though. But yeah, I like the pawns simply because there's not a lot of sci-fi miniatures out there. However, I did see that Paizo, along with WizKids, they do their Pathfinder Battles series. They're going to start Starfinder miniatures as well. I don't think I'm going to get the Starfinder miniatures simply because I've already got, and plus, it's going to be $288 a case, and I already have all the pawns, so there's really no need for me to have the minis. So there's some other pawns as well. Usually for the core book, it has one. So here's all of the different pieces of art, the ships, some of the monsters, and then all of the different archetypes that had the art for the different warriors and operatives and stuff like that, the races, all of that made it into the pawn collection. They're pretty thick. I think there's about 9 or 10 pages of pawns in here. And then with the Pact Worlds, a Pact Worlds pawn collection came out as well with all the new art from there. And then with the adventure paths, usually after the last adventure path comes out, they'll come out with AP pawns as well. So here's for the Dead Sons collection. Here's for the Aeon Throne, which was from the second AP. Here's the third AP, Signal of Screams. And this has all the NPCs, the art, all of the ships and stuff like that. Here's the Dawn of Flame collection. And then, which was also really cool, I was happy to see this, a Tech Terrain pawn collection. So there's all kinds of like traps and all kinds of like mechanic items and stuff that you put on the ground that you can, and they're 1-inch grid as well, so they'll flavor up your Starfinder flip mats. And then here's a list of everything from like mud to rubble to different doors. And then you can use these with your stands as well. So you'll have doors standing up. You'll have like secret walls and stuff that you can stand up. Oh, it's really cool. So I'm glad that they put this Tech Terrain pawn collection out. So that was really cool to see that. So yeah, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of pawns. As you can see, there's a hell of a lot of them. And, this game, like I said at the beginning of the video, this game is so beautifully supported. I mean, other companies should do this. I mean, they really should support their games like this. I mean, this is like, and I never knew it was like this with Paizo until I jumped on board with Starfinder. And then as part of the utility subscription, there's also decks of cards as well. So you've got a deck of condition cards that you can use. So if your character's flat-footed or unconscious, you can just give the card to the player. That way you don't forget about it. I mean, it's beautiful. Here's a critical fumble deck, and the critical fumble is for, I believe, melee weapons, ranged weapons, and magic. So there's all kinds of different, as you can kind of see here, you can see that there's multiple fumbles. So whatever you're doing and you fumble, there's something for you. And the same thing with the crit hit deck as well. and it enhances your game. You don't have to use them, but I mean, I think these were like $6 or $7 for a deck of cards. And then this is the new deck that just came out. This is the deck of many worlds, where you can actually create a planet on the fly, which is really cool. And you just roll the dice. And that's, is there breathable air on the world? Is there gravity on the world? And that's what this deck does. So if you're doing a lot of sandbox stuff, this would be perfect for you. In fact, that'd be good for you to use to just create a planet. And then this is what I really like too. This is the Starfinder rules reference cards, and there's all kinds of cards that you give your players to where they can refer to the rules of the game. And of course, that's what the purpose of the core rulebook is as well. But if you only got one book, I give that to the DM and then give your players all of these cards that they can just easily refer to the rules of the game. But as you can see, Starfinder is a beautifully supported game, everybody, and it's a fun game. It's a D20 game. Like I said, it's like a perfect medium between a rule light D&D 5e and a more rule heavy D&D 3.5. So if you're into science fiction fantasy, give it a try. Check out that box set. I think the box set's like $20 or something like that. So check it out. I think you can even get free shipping on Amazon, or better yet, go to your game store and get it. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching this What's on Dave's Shelf video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like Starfinder, if you've tried it, if you don't like Starfinder, please let me know down in the comments section, because I love to read everybody's comments and I like to reply to most of them. So, yeah, thanks again for watching. Thumbs up the video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. So until next time, everybody, happy gaming, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.